Now, I'm running for president on behalf of my father, who worked at a mill all his life, never had the chance that I've had, including the chance to go to college. On behalf of the men and women who worked in that mill with him, who I grew up with. Those are the people I grew up with. And I also run on behalf of 20 generations of Americans who came before us, who have made absolutely certain that their children would have a better life than they had. I don't believe this is about politics. I don't. I really believe this is the great moral test of our generation. And together, I'm completely convinced we're going to meet that test.
Senator John Edwards.
If you're me and you're traveling around the country, what you keep hearing over and over from people, from really good people, is they're worried that they're going to be the first generation that doesn't give their kids a better life than they have. Because all of us have always believed that, That's the way I was raised, and I was drilled into me from the time I was young. There's nothing you can't do in America if you're willing to work hard enough. But I keep hearing doubts and creeping into what people have to say. And then I start thinking about, well, look at what's happening in the world today. I think corruption has crept in to what's happening. You look at the evidence of corruption, it's actually pretty frightening if you start adding it up. Because think about these things. Number one, billions of dollars of no-bid contracts in Iraq to Halliburton and other companies. We have men and women serving this country wearing the uniform in Iraq, and we got a bunch of paid mercenaries running around over there working for Blackwater and other companies. Lawless, the best I can tell. We got people in this country who are politically connected who are making millions of dollars on this war. So, what are we going to do to change it? You can make a difference. Honestly, if you, Iowa caucus goers, New Hampshire primary voters, first two places we're, I think, going to go. A little hard to tell, but it looks like Iowa caucus goers, New Hampshire primary voters. If New Hampshire primary voters, you, said, I will not vote for a presidential candidate who raises millions of dollars from Washington lobbyists, it would stop. I'm here to tell you it would stop. And it's not like, again, I don't want to sound holier than thou about this. I've never taken money from lobbyists. I'm proud of that. But I have raised millions of dollars. None of us are going to be hurting for money for our political campaign. The leading candidates have more money than anybody ought to be spending on a presidential campaign now, right now. So if you said that to them, they would change. They would stop. Now, I'm not doing it already, but they would stop doing it. And on top of that, it would send an absolutely clear signal to that crowd in Washington that's awash in this money that they got to change too. You don't have to wait for the election to do this. You don't have to wait for the law to be changed. I'm telling you, if New Hampshire primary voters spoke out on this, when the media is interviewing you, when they're talking to you, if you just said, listen, I'm not voting for somebody that's doing that stuff, they'd change. You can create that change.